Hey there, this is Niels Beardfoot, and today I want to show you how to make a Nazgul boot cover. In the beginning there's always a pattern that you want to size, print and cut out. After this you can transfer the edge lines and the holes onto your wedge tanned leather and cut out this one as well. Usually it is easier to separate the pieces first into the rough size and then cut them out in detail. Use a beveler tool to break the edges to make them a little bit more smoother. In this build there are just a few sewing holes, but quite some round holes. On the greaves you wanna cut a groove on the flesh side to make folding the leather easier. And then we can start to moisten all the pieces from both sides. I tested some custom acrylic stamps, but they did not work out that great, so I cannot recommend it. But the idea here was to give it a metal, oxidized, rustic look. But as always, my stone comes in really handy. For the greaves I also made some engraving stamps, and these worked a lot better. Next you wanna use a bone folder to deepen the grooves on the flesh side of the greaves. Then fold them along these lines and hammer them down from the top side to give it a permanent fold. And this is pretty much the shape that we are aiming for. We just want to give it a little bit more roundish shape at both sides. A rough shaping can also be done for all the other pieces, but is not that necessary. For dyeing I like to use dip dyeing here with many small pieces. It's really fast and you get your colors quite even and on both sides. I used black as a base color and now get some metal paint on top. For this I use some resin powder in dark silver together with some resist and just dry brush it all over the pieces, but not too much. With some black antique gel you can give it a more dark look. Just put it pretty much everywhere and then just wipe away the excess. With some resist on top you can make sure that most of the antique gel always will stay with the leather, and when you put it also on the edges you can use the moisture quite well to burnish the edges with a burnisher. Now with all pieces ready, we can start with the metal work, which is putting in some loops. Just a quick and easy sewing job on the toe piece, and then we can start to rivet all the pieces together. To put together all the pieces, I use some backpack strap, but you also can use any other flexible, strong material, where I put in all the long sides of the rivets, and then we can start with the other pieces. We're starting with the lowest piece and then work ourselves to the left and to the right with all the overlapping pieces and rivet them all on completely. For all these side connections, I really recommend you Chicago screws. But since I really don't like them, I just use normal rivets and don't set them all the way, so they still stay flexible and movable. Now, or even better, before you put together the other pieces, put on the straps and rivet all the other pieces that will not move around together. This last rivet will bring everything quite under tension, but don't be scared by it. Since this is not really foot shaped, we moisten everything completely and then can start shaping it along our shoe. The tip needs some freehand shaping. Most of the other pieces can be just shaped on the shoe to make it fit. Ideally, you use the loops right away to sew the boot cover on your shoe and let it dry this way. With the loops and thread, they will most likely at some point tear, but you can easily redo them, and this way also make it fit for all the shoes, but a strap would be possible too. Just putting on some rubber bands for the greaves and we're done. I hoped you liked this build. For me it came out quite as I wanted, and I'm mostly enjoying the movability of the pieces, which is kinda like real medieval plate armor. So be sure to check out my other videos and this pattern on my store. See you guys next time. Have a great day!